Monday, Tuesday, Gronk day. I don't have a voice because I was at the beacon till like 2 a.m. Not really till 2 a.m. Feels like I've been awake for 17 hours. We have so much good football. I'm sad. I do just want to say, I'm sad that it's week 5 tomorrow. I love that it's Gronk day. We got to talk about Dylan Gabriel and this whole Shador, Gabriel, what's the future of Flacco? Who needs a backup quarterback? Can they trade Shador in the division? Should they really have a chance? What's Dylan Gabriel going to look like across the pond in his first start as a rookie is against Flores, and those blitzes with the Vikings. Tough little look for Dylan. Wishing him all the best. He's in front of the show. But it's already week 5. Slow down, NFL. On the show, David Montgomery is on the show. He's a running back. You know that. He's also having a career best start to a season, 5.7 yards per carry. Ben Johnson, who? You need Ben Johnson. It's gonna affect their run game, huh? Not David Montgomery. He's living his best life with Johnny Mo. He's also a quarterback. Going to remind you about that. I had a really beautiful sit down with David Montgomery. I'm proud of that interview. I'm excited for you to see that interview. I'd love for you to subscribe to our YouTube, to comment. I will see you on the comments. I read those filthy comments on the YouTube. So go there, subscribe. We can chat there. Lots to talk about. Gronk's on the show, of course. We'll do our prop a shot. I don't know if he killed me. I killed him. I botched the whole thing last week, so I'm sure I'll be paying for that. That's one of those like early season games that you're like in the playoffs. They needed that win. This was important. That's how I feel after last week's prop a shot versus the 4-time Super Bowl champion and hyper competitive Rob Gronkowski. Very excited about today, and we've got to talk about some things. So let's do this. It's Wednesday. We are looking at the full slate. Can I see week 5? Let's do this. FanDuel Sportsbook, lots of options for you. Tons of generosity going on as well. Will I be back with another international vibe? Maybe. This is our first week with buys, everybody. Welcome. We're already here. It sucks. Week 5. Falcons, Packers, Bears, Steelers, they're off, kicking things off with a good one tomorrow night. Rams gaining a point this morning. Interesting. This is a great game. I might go to this game. I'll be in Los Angeles. I might have to go to this game. I'm tired. I have a bunch of stuff going. I'm going. This is like the one I want to be at. 6.5 point faves the Rams are over the Niners because, of course, Brock Purdy questionable with that toe injury, depending on how you look at him and what the backup situation looks like. The Texans 1.5 point faves. Okay. Favorites at Baltimore. That's crazy. Lamar, of course, is the reason for that. He could miss 2 to 3 weeks. The loser of that one insanely falls to 1-4, which is unfathomable to think about. Very interesting. And the Eagles have another big one. 4.5 point faves over the Broncos. I mean, Hamilton, we're getting into that like weird territory. With the 1-4, that's like when, the NFL researchers are like, there's your chances to turn it around to make the playoffs. Like it's bleak con carne. Yeah. Well, like it's bleak 182, as I like to say.
Yeah, and especially if it's the Ravens that end up falling with all these injuries going on now and all those rumors about Lamar. I do want to say, too, the line moved even more in that Rams-Niners game over the last couple of minutes. It's now the Rams are now 7-point favorites.
Are these wins of change? Are these wins of change?
These are some wins of change.
We have it.
This one literally just happened, so I don't know if we're prepared yet.
Oh, darn. That would have been so good. We're working on a wins of change. Listen, the overlords over at FanDuel, they watch our show. Oh,
there it is.
The winds of change. The sportsbook changes so much. Like with these, and Hamilton is such a sick person. He's ill. He's got a sickness for football that he's constantly like telling me these changes that are important. Of course, we decide we're gonna when the winds are changing, we're gonna tell you guys. You can get to the sports book and act accordingly. So what is it again? Let's start that from the beginning. Oh, do you feel that? There's winds. Team knows winds of change on the sports book. What's happening, Hammer?
Yeah, so as of this morning, the Rams were 6.5 point favorites over the Niners. That's now moved to 7 with Brock Purdy's status in doubt. John Lynch said yesterday that he's going to be questionable for that game.
Okay, love that. Okay, intrepid reporter, sportsbook wins of change reporter, Matthew Hamilton. Oh my gosh, we should get you in like a weather outfit and like you like those poor people stand out there and like pretend to talk about something when there's like an inch of rain, and they like like I could do a whole bit on the weather people respectfully. Respectfully, love them, and they've been putting themselves in danger when it is bad. Okay, there's Hammer on the 9. Is that what it is? Weather on the 9, is that still a thing? Gosh,
Sure.
flashbacks. I'm
Why
like
not?
living in the past. I'm very much living in the past in these past couple of days. Okay, but we're not. We're gonna live in the past for one more moment, and then we're gonna flip it to week 5. You just saw the odds. You just saw what's going on. We set the table for you. But here's what we're underreacting to going into week 5 based off what we've seen for the first quarter of the season. Listen, we are underreacting to Drake Maye in year 2. This one's for Cal Filson, my producer. This one is for Patriots fans who used to watch me and Tom Kerr and yuck it up and yap our heads off on quick slants. I see you, Patriots. I think they played as complete a game as anyone in week 4. They dominated the Panthers all 3 phases. Poof. The defense overwhelming. The Marcus Jones punt returns electric. And I feel like it was so complete, like so complete. We're overlooking how Drake behaved and performed and how good he's been, by the way, the first quarter of the season. Take a look at this. Drake is top 6 right now in yards and passer rating, 3rd in total touchdown. He leads the league in completion percentage, decision making, accuracy, athleticism. He has it all working, and we should be talking about it way more than we are right now. So I guess you can say, yeah, let's see it against better competition. And guess what? You're getting your Sunday night. It is Bills Patriots. You're getting the full treatment. Tariq Collinsworth, okay? Drake's first primetime start. Please don't have a tie. Thank you. Pats, by the way, on the sports book, 8.5-point underdogs in Buffalo. If Drake keeps this up, it's going to be one heck of a game. Okay, what else are we underacting to, guys? Let us know in the YouTube comments. What do we? It's not like what we're not giving enough love to, but like you have the top storylines and like the injuries always overcome them, and like the good and bad performances. We have the Dylan Gabriel news here to react to as well, which we will with Rob Gronkowski. What are we like not? What do we miss? You know, this is like we're on cleanup duty here. The things that are going to pop and matter for the weeks to come. I'm going to say the entire discourse from this Jags win over the Niners has been about Brock Purdy. We fed into it. We've talked about it. The turnovers, the Mac Jones of it all of that. I honestly think that is so, and maybe it's because I went there for training camp and really fell in love with what's going on there and made out with the mascot. So that might have something to do with this. Like he had his tongue down my throat for 20 minutes. And there was that. However, we're being disrespectful to Jacksonville. And let's go specifically with the defense. Anthony Campanelli, this camp guy, is a sick pup. He's showing his team savage jaguar eating, jaguar hunting footage. Like that's who he is. He's Mr. National Geographic to rev his team up and set the tone. And people always tell me the team takes on the personality of their defensive coordinator. What he's done with his defense, we got to give him some love here. They did to Brock and the Niners, not only just to them, they've been doing it to everybody they faced this year. They're 3-1. They're getting Super Bowl odds. We'll get to it. Take a look at this. The Jags defense has gone from 27th in scoring last year to 5th this season, dead last in takeaways to 1st. They already forced 4 more turnovers than they did all of last season. I'm saying that again, okay? They were dead last in takeaways. Now they're 1st in the National Football League in takeaways. They have forced 4 more turnovers than they did all of last season. Are we hearing ourselves? They also led the league, and they lead the league right now in passer rating against. They're top 5 in run defense. I know I'm screaming, but can we give them some love here? It's been a dominant defense. All these Jag, National Geographic videos, whatever he's doing that Eric Armstead told us about, it's working, okay? He figured out how to best use these players. Outside of former Cowboy Jordan Lewis, who's been excellent, and a little sprinkle. I'm like on TikTok too much. A little sprinkle of Travis Hunter. It's been the same guys on the field that we saw a year ago. Devin Lloyd looking every bit of an all-pro. Armstead balling, he's on the show. Hines Allen, Trayvon Walker, love him. He's a nightmare. They've been more aggressive. They're having more fun. They're more fun to watch. They like the coaching changes. It's just true. And then who have these this week? Kansas City. Who's feeling themselves, okay? Beating the Ravens. Okay, Kansas City, by the way, 3-point faves at Jacksonville. We got to give Jacksonville love. It's not all about the meltdown of Purdy and him being short and whatever. Like, come on, give him some love. Finally, we are underreacting somehow to something about Puka Nacua. Everyone's favorite player. Everyone loves watching him. He loves football more than anything. I don't think it would have surprised anyone if I told you before the year that he'd be leading the league in yards, right? Or even catches, even with Devontae there, right? The stunning thing is here, the thing that we are underreacting to through the first 4 weeks going into week 5 is that he has opened up such a stupid, huge lead on the rest of the field. After 170 yards on Sunday, he has a 101-yard lead over JSN, who's in second. Nearly 200 yards in front of everyone else. He has been so dominant. He's not only running away from the 2025 slate here and field, but take a look at this. Puka is currently ahead of Calvin Johnson's pace. He's averaging more receiving yards per game than we've seen this in the Super Bowl era. And remember, he also gets an extra game, which you can think what you want about it, but he could beat out my boy Calvin as well. I think there's a good shot. Gosh, I don't know. He might do, I don't know if I want him to do it. He might be our first 2,000-yard receiver by the time all is said and done, which would be wild. He's, by the way, also taken over odds on FanDuel Sportsbook for Offensive Player of the Year. He's sitting there at 260. Elliott Hamilton, is he still 260? Can you confirm? My voice is gone.
Let's confirm.
Confirm. Okay, we'll be back.
He is
with Rob.
plus 260.
Okay. Plus 260. Okay, love that. I know that you love the Jags. I don't know, the tongue down my throat, not something I expected to say this morning. However, it's just the kind of mood days. Just the kind of mood I'm in. Rob Gronkowski is here. I don't know what I don't know what that is. It a ginger shot? I hope it's whiskey. Is it an egg?
Apple cider.
Oh my God, I thought it was an egg. And I was going to say
apple cider.
The full transition into Gaston.
One apple
happened.
a day keeps the doctor away.
You do that every morning?
No, just Camille bought a half gallon of apple cider the other day, so I just decided to have some right now. So it's really my first time doing it.
What and we just I don't think I could ever.
Yeah, and we just went for a walk. It's beautiful outside. We're up north right now in the Boston area, so you get all 4 seasons. We went for the walk in the woods just now with all the leaves falling down, and they're all over the place with Ralphie, and it's beautiful out right now. Like the ground looks like the apple cider color right here because of all the leaves. So yeah, already. It was gorgeous. It's a little chilly though. Like I got my sauna warming up right now. So last week,
wow, you're like living. Who are you, Gwyneth Paltrow? Like what? You're going on walks. You're drinking apple cider. What's okay? Hey, Goose.
Yeah. That doesn't Gwyneth Paltrow, or how do you say your name?
Paltrow.
Paltrow. Didn't she come out with some perfume that like smelled like her or something like 4 or 5 years ago?
No, it was a candle that smelled like a VAGENIE.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was a candle. It was her that came out with it too, right?
Yeah, it smelled in between. And I don't know if it was hers. I don't know if it's her that came out with it, but they publicized it on Goop. Yeah.
Yes.
You don't have one of those? You don't have one of those around your house? No?
No, I don't. But I got this. So last week I was sweating. I went for a walk in 90 degrees. And then I did it outside on my mom's patio. I was sweating everywhere. And now today it's like 50 degrees out, and I'm like cold. I'm freezing cold right now.
I'm in New York. Yeah. It's October, and it was hot these past 2 days, like alarmingly hot, and it's cold. And I walked to Pilates this morning, and I was like, oh, because I live in LA now, it's a little. But I was like, it's freezing. It feels like October. Winds have changed. I love it. I'm ready for the seasons, and I can't believe. And I'm going to ask you. I'll give you a minute here. I'm going to hit you on Dylan Gabriel and Shador. Okay.
Oh, what's going on? I didn't see anything.
Okay, good. It's fine. We can let Gronko go look that up.
One of them better you don't see. Now?
Yeah,
to tell you the truth, one of them should have been the starter at the beginning.
Hold
on,
don't say it. Now we're still on YouTube. Hold on, let's do your thing. Shut up, drink your apple cider. Go order your VAGENIE candle. This is like a Hamilton, like a risque program.
Yeah, this is off to an interesting start. I don't even know how to follow any of that off right now.
You know what he's talking about. You know what I think about that? It worked.
Yeah.
Whatever that, whether it was a stunt.
Everybody was talking about it.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. YouTube exclusive.
That's what you miss if you don't sign up for
the old world tight end, the 6'7" freak. You can call me the GOAT. Rob Gronkowski. Touchdown!
Oh my goodness.
Go. Holy guacamole. The greatest of all time, they call me GOAT.
My next guest, a 4-time Super Bowl champion. He is a goat if goats drank apple cider for breakfast. I don't know if they do, Rob, but I guess they do.
They do now, okay? They sure do now. Hey, one apple a day keeps the doctor away, but I'm drinking the apple this time, so it's all good. You can
That's what
drink
they
it or eat it.
say. Camille's taking good care of you. We love to see it because, and I have a feeling she handed you that because you got to be in good shape this weekend, buddy. Congrats on being named an honorary captain for Arizona's game against Oklahoma State on Saturday. I saw you out there running sprints this week. Okay, what is
Yes.
yeah, I love seeing
all
this.
right.
Listen, I'll ask you this.
All right, go ask me.
No, tell me.
I was gonna say I'm a little disappointed in Ralphie. Usually he runs with me, but I threw the ball. And then he got too distracted by it, and he sat there and watched me run by him. Usually he picks up the ball and runs with me with the ball in his mouth. So a little disappointment with Ralphie right there. He didn't show out for me there, but it's okay. He can make up for it.
Yeah, Ralphie can do no wrong. Let's be honest here, Rob. But I like these sprints. And so I had Chris, our producer, look up your best game at Arizona as a Wildcat. And it was 109 yards, 3 touchdowns against, I think, the Huskies against Washington in 2008. How close could you get to that stat line if you went out and played at Arizona right now?
Okay, if I went back and I was eligible to play at the University of Arizona, I would say I could probably produce, I could probably get 100 yards. That's for sure. The touchdowns are where it becomes a little bit more difficult because you get in the red zone and the field scrunches down a little bit. You can easily get yards in the open field, but I think I could pull it off if I trained for a little bit and just had one opportunity. It was just one game I had to do it.
Yeah.
And I think I would be able to pull it off close to 100 yards and get 2 or 3 touchdowns. I would have to at least have 5 or 6 opportunities in the red zone, though, and they just have to keep force feeding me. It was like Kobe Bryant, his last NBA game, where I just watched him and just chuck up 3-pointers every single time he got the ball. It was one of the coolest games to watch. Like, that's what they would have to do with, for me, but in the red zone to get the 3 touchdowns.
I think you're full of it. Just put the ball up there. You are so much bigger than anyone else. Like you would just score all of the touchdowns. I like literally.
Well, speaking of just putting the ball up there, I'm actually the judge. I'm judging the dunk contest Friday night as well at the red and blue game for the University of Arizona basketball team. So possibly after I judge, I might go out there and throw one down as well, high point the ball and just slam it down in the hoop. So that's going to be very, very cool as well, doing it this weekend. And Camille's coming. It's kind of like a whole package deal because Camille's going there. This was already planned for a while with Sports Illustrated in the Big 12. They do a collaboration tailgate with all the Sports Illustrated girls. So there'll be like 6 models there at a tailgate. And then I'll be having a little tailgate as well. We're going to combine. I'm going to be the honorary captain of the football game, which I don't really need to be in shape for. I just got to walk from the sideline to the middle of the field, which is very, very easy. And so it's going to be and it's going to be a great weekend. And also, Shaq is DJing the red and blue game Friday night as well. So I'll be in the DJ booth rocking out with Shaq. So it's going to be a spectacle of a weekend. It's going to be awesome. And then I shoot over to LA on Saturday and go do Fox on Sunday.
Unbelievable. I was literally going to ask you, why do you want to go? Like, what makes you want? You have so much going on. What makes you want to go? But you just said all the things. It's clear. You still have so much love for them. You had such an incredible time. But yeah.
Everything had to line up, and then this was the final kicker. I said, if the game's at 7 p.m. Arizona time, Pacific time, I am not coming to campus because I am not going to the game at 7 p.m. and I'm finishing at 10 p.m. and hopping over to LA, and I got to be up at 6 a.m. for Fox Sunday. I was like, no. I have to line up. Literally 10 days ago, the schedule of the game came out. The timing of the game, it said 12 p.m. Pacific time. I said, I'm in. Let's do it. Everything lined up perfectly.
I think it's very cool that you're going. I think it's a very cool thing. I really do. And it's, by the way, it is the Big 12 home opener. Like you're saying, Camille's involved in that. Sports Illustrated is involved in that. It's against Oklahoma State. And we'll let you know the little FanDuel wrinkle there is that Arizona's favored by 20.5 points.
Yeah, that sounds about right. Oklahoma State, usually a top program. I mean, they took a dump basically over the last year or two. I think Gundy is his name, Coach Gundy. He did a spectacular job with the program. They were always top 20, football team, but he got fired already.
And they took a dump.
Yeah, they took a dump. It happens. I mean, it's hard to be, up in the ranks every single year in college. I mean, especially with all the NIL going on and everything. But Arizona 3-1, we're going to win by more than 20. So make some bets on FanDuel. We're going big. We're going to win by 28. I'm the honorary
support
captain.
Gronk. I wish we could bet on the dunk and how that goes, and make sure you stretch before that. But those sprints looked good. Let's get into the NFL. Here's the big news. You don't know it. I'm going to tell you what happened this morning, right? You were on your beautiful autumnal vibe, pumpkin spice latte, Dunkin' Donuts. That's what you drink up there. I know exactly. I know where you were, where you're walking. You missed this. Dillon Gabriel is going to make the start for the Browns. Flacco did not look good. It was tough, but I'm thinking about this. It's a tough thing for a rookie. This is his debut, okay? It's an international game, Gronk, in London. The opponent is the Vikings and Brian Flores, who blitzes and makes life hell for everyone more than anyone. What do you think about this?
Yeah, it's going to be a tough atmosphere. Going to be a lot of pressure on Dillon Gabriel, no doubt about that. I mean, to go in, to your rookie season as a lefty as well, and to start overseas versus the Minnesota Vikings, where they know how to switch up that defense. They know how to disguise. That's what makes it so difficult on quarterbacks, especially for their first time seeing a live NFL defense in a regular season. I mean, there's going to be a lot of pressure on Gabriel here. And the Joe Flacco situation, I was saying at the beginning of the season when they had 4 quarterbacks on that roster, like Joe Flacco should not be on the Cleveland Browns. It just does not make sense. When you're like a 40-plus-year-old quarterback and you got a pretty solid resume, you need to be on a team that's a true contender. Like, it doesn't make sense to be on a team that's up and coming and trying to rebuild in Joe Flacco's situation. So I kind of saw this coming, the writing on the wall, at beginning of the season. And then obviously with his play over the last few weeks, I'm not really winning games and putting up points. This was the smart move by the Cleveland Browns, is to start one of the rookies. And obviously Dillon Gabriel beat out Shedeur Sanders in training camp, and they liked what they saw more than what Shedeur Sanders brings to the table, because this is a matchup where this is a QB competition where you have to play the best guy. I don't care who has the bigger name. I don't care what you did in college. You have to play the better quarterback. So in the Cleveland Browns' eyes, they better see it that way, that Dillon Gabriel is the better quarterback than Shedeur Sanders, and that's why he's the starter now, and that's why they're benching Joe Flacco and putting him in.
Or they're putting him out to get crushed. It's not a good spot. I don't like it for
it's
him.
Really not.
Want to know who they have week 6?
Who do they got?
Tomlin.
That's tough.
I don't know.
That's tough.
Yeah, it's tough. And then it's like, so then I'll tell you this too, because then people are like, of course, and not only is he dealing with all of that, but he's going to deal with the Shedeur of it all. Dillon is like the chants, the whatever that, the British accents in London screaming Shedeur Sanders. Like, that's a likely situation that you're putting this rookie in. I hope they did that. I hope he's better. I hope they invest in him. I will tell you, Flacco's the backup. So Shedeur still number 3.
The backup. Okay, I did not know that.
I know. What do you think of that? Because then it's like, I think there's this idea that, it's inevitable. We're one step closer to the Shedeur show, which is disrespectful to Dillon. Hopefully he succeeds and does well. Tough spot for him, but I think he's up for the challenge. I like him. He's great. I guess, yeah, like what do you make of that? Because then it's like practice reps are going to, he's still 3. So it's like trade Shedeur, trade Flacco.
Yes.
What are we doing?
I would say that they're going to keep all 3 on the roster throughout the whole season. But if I was Shedeur Sanders, I would literally take every single rep that I get in practice like it's a game rep. I would show out on a daily basis. I would learn as much as possible through the practice, through practicing, taking the scout team reps, possibly be getting second team reps or maybe first team reps every once in a while, and take advantage of the situation every single time and just keep chipping away to show that you are ready to go when your number is called. Shedeur's number will be called one day. He will start a game one day, and he's better be prepared for that start, because all eyes will be on him on every single snap, every single situation, to show and prove what he has. But Dillon Gabriel, wow, there is so much pressure on him, and with Shedeur behind him as well, there's going to be a lot of noise knocking, on that back door to possibly throw Dylan Gabriel off. So we will truly see. This is a true test to see what this young rookie has, in store for the Cleveland Browns.
There's a lot being made of like what you're saying with these like practicing, getting reps, whatever, doing the most with your reps. Shador's not going to get any like first team reps. He doesn't have them now. And I think that do you agree with me that if you take, what would you do if you're Stefanski? Because you have to give as many first team reps as possible to Dylan. Dylan should have 100% of the first team reps if that's your starting quarterback. Anything else would be screwing him over.
Yes, Dylan definitely needs 100% of the first team reps. I mean, you got to get him prepared. He's your starting quarterback now. But you can still get Shador ready, with some very high quality reps. There are chances in practice still. There's so many different periods where you can't have the starting quarterback do every single thing. It's kind of truly impossible. So whenever Shador does have that chance, he just has to show out and show what he has. And he should be number 2. I mean, Joe Flacco already proved that he's not truly the fit this year for the Cleveland Browns. I think, like I said, Joe Flacco should get traded to not the Cincinnati Bengals, because actually, like the Cincinnati Bengals can give him a boost. I mean, I do think they should get Jameis Winston from New York, but Joe Flacco, if he did get traded to like a team like that, their morale will get picked up. They're possibly a playoff team. He's a vet that can, do what he needs to do to get the ball to like Jamar Chase and T. Higgins and all that stuff. But Shador Sanders, I think, should be the number 2 now if you bench Joe Flacco already this early in the season.
Yeah, I feel like Shador's stuck.
Yeah, it's not a situation that NFL fans want to see. Like, Shador Sanders has a lot of fans out there. He's polarizing. I mean, this guy's electric. I mean, people want to see him succeed. He's a big name. He's got his father, who's a Hall of Fame player. I mean, what he did at Colorado was a lot of great stuff. He was electrifying when he was out on the field. Like, he needs to somehow find a way to get on the field. And the Cleveland Browns kind of have him like stuck in like quicksand right now, which I don't know why I'm not there in the practices and to see the situation that's going on, how he's performing. But like, I want to see him get a chance as well. But also, it's Gabriel's time. He obviously proved himself, and I want to see him succeed, as well. But like I said, Shador, your chance will come eventually. And when it comes, you got to show out and you got to prove all the doubters wrong.
It feels stuck because like, even with the Flacco, like the teams that need them are in their division. You know what I mean? Like, you're not going to trade Flacco. The Bengals could use a quarterback. I'm sure they're looking.
Forgot about that. I forgot.
And then you have
to
and then the Ravens, right? So it's like, I can't see them. They're not going to give them Shador or trade them. And then you're not going to give them Flacco. So I think you're right. They're all going to stay stuck on that roster, but we'll see it. But let's throw our support behind a young Dylan Gabriel. We love that. Okay, we're going to play a little game. It's called the mismatch game, Rob Gronkowski. We're going to go hit you with a couple games. I'm going to give you both sides. You have 30 seconds on the clock to tell me who's going to be the bigger mismatch this weekend. The first one's a tough one. 2 of your favorite tight ends playing against each other on Fox with Gronk watching. Raiders Colts, which means Brock Bowers versus Tyler Warren. Who's the bigger mismatch on Sunday?
I'm going with Tyler Warren. He's my new favorite. Brock Bowers was there, but Tyler Warren is here now.
You love him. And so he has 263 yards through 4 weeks, most by a rookie tight end in NFL history. Colts 6.5-point faves at home over the Raiders. Who gets the win?
I'm going with the Rams. I really like what the Rams, are showing, with Matthew. I was watching the Rams highlight film right there, so I got a little bit confused. I'm definitely 100% Raiders versus Colts. I'm going with the Colts. The Raiders, they're better than last year, but the Colts, they're a solid team now, and they put it together, and Daniel Jones is just playing lights out, which is incredible.
Love to see that. Lamar Jackson, okay, he might miss this Ravens game we were just talking about against the Texans. It's a big one with the hamstring injury. If there's no Lamar, who wins the matchup between Derrick Henry or the Texans defense?
I'm going with Derrick Henry because Derrick Henry has absolutely owned the Houston Texans. He played in that division when he was on Tennessee for quite some years, and he always puts up 200 burgers, 200-plus yards when he faces the Houston Texans defense. He knows the Texans inside and out. He's going to dominate. He's going to win this one.
Rob, they're not giving him the ball.
No, they're not, and I don't know
that?
why. I don't know why. 8 carries, 40 plus yards last week. He averaged over 5 yards a carry. It's not like he was averaging 2 yards a carry. He was having 5+ yards in every single carry. Give Derrick Henry the ball, take the pressure off of Lamar Jackson and whoever the QB is going to be, and feed him at least 20 to 30 times this game and establish that the run game is back with Baltimore, and then you can control the game. You can control the line of scrimmage. Give him the ball.
Thanks for saying that. I said last week, you know how this game is going to get decided? If you guys don't give Derrick Henry the ball 20 times, you're losing this game. And voila, it happened. And the Ravens, by the way, 1.5-point underdogs at home to the Texans. Does Baltimore get the win? Much needed win?
I think Baltimore gets the win. I mean, they got a solid team. They just, they're just not putting it together. They just don't know how to win games right now. But I think it's going to finally start clicking. The Texans, they're really not the Texans right now. They're kind of having a down year. So I'm going with Baltimore, even though their defense is beat up big time. And that's tough for them because I would say that contributes to why they're letting up so many points. I mean, they got so many guys out, prominent guys, but I'm going with Baltimore still because Derrick Henry knows the Houston Texans inside and out.
Can you believe that the loser here is 1-4? Is the loser of this game cooked? Are they done?
I think, yes, I truly think so.
If the Ravens lose this, they're cooked.
Yes, because this is an opportunity now. They're going versus because the Baltimore's been going versus very, very solid football teams. So it's understandable. Okay, 1-3, but the Texans, they haven't been playing great. So if they lose to the Texans, that I truly believe, yes, the Baltimore Ravens are cooked and they can't figure it out this year. And I think it will be a struggle to make the playoffs then for them.
I'm cooked because I keep going over these 30 seconds. This is a guardrail they gave me. Okay, next matchup, Jalen Hurts or the Broncos secondary. Does Denver keep the Eagles passing game in check on Sunday?
I mean, everyone's been keeping the Philadelphia Eagles passing game in check, but the Eagles just know how to win games. They just figure it out, and that's why they're such a hard team to beat. So I do believe the Denver Broncos keep the passing game in check, but the Philadelphia Eagles still win this game. And the Denver Broncos, they play very similar, a very similar style as the Philadelphia Eagles. So it's going to be a good game. It's going to be a chess match. You got two great coaches going at it, but I think the Eagles pull it off once again.
We have an Ohio State receiver showdown, which I'm excited about. Jackson Smith and Jigba up against Emeka Egbuka, who's a revelation, who I'm sure you're hearing about after you won a Super Bowl in Tampa. Who's the bigger mismatch for the opposing defense? Is it JSN or Emeka?
Emeka Egbuka. I'm going to go with. I've been saying Egbuka the whole time I was on Fox for the first 2 weeks, but now everyone told me the G is silent. So Emeka Egbuka, I'm taking out that G, so I got his name down now. But I think he's the bigger mismatch. I mean, Jackson Smith, the Jigba, is very, very, solid, great player, having a great year once again. But Egbuka is just electric. I mean, just the way that he's making plays. It's a highlight film every time he touches the ball. One-handers, big catches for touchdowns down the field. I think he's going to be the guy that, makes a bigger impact in this game here.
Do you hear things about him? Have you heard, or what do you see when you watch him? He's, when I was talking to Mike Evans, he was and Baker, they're he's a 10-year veteran. The way he carries himself, he obviously has and he's, by the way, on FanDuel Sportsbook, I think the offensive rookie of the year, it's plus 250. He very much could take it at the wide receiver spot, which would be a little wild. What do you make of Emeka?
So what I make of him is that he's a very, very smart football player, because you can go in as a rookie and you can have all the talent in the world, but if you don't understand the game of football, you don't understand defenses, well, then you're going to be out of luck and you're really not going to produce. And in order to go in as a rookie, to pick up the playbook, pick up defenses that he's going versus, all the coverages that he's already seen, and he's dicing them up, that means you're a smart guy. You can pick it up quick and you can go with the flow. So he's not just very talented. He's not just electric and explosive, and that's what I love about him. He is explosive out of breaks and all that. And once he gets running, it's gorgeous to watch. But in order to produce how he's producing already at the beginning of his rookie year, he is a smart man, and that's what the number one reason why he is doing so well.
These two teams. This is my favorite game of the weekend. Seahawks Bucks. Seahawks 3-point faves at home. People need to watch them. They're so fun. They're so good. They're a great freaking team. And then you have Baker on the other side. I hated some of these mistakes. I wanted that win for them so bad last week. And so I hope it carries over, because it kind of told me, like, are they not there yet? Right? Can they not? They're great. They're my Super Bowl pick. I think they're going to the NFC Championship game, but like, they couldn't get past the Eagles. They couldn't not make the mistakes. They kept punching back, but it wasn't enough. How do you see this game going? And how do you feel about these Bucs after the loss?
Well, the Buccaneers, I believe they're one of the top, teams in the NFL, but they were so beat down. Chris Godwin's first game, Tristan Wirfs just got back. Mike Evans wasn't there. And I was texting my buddy who lives in Tampa. I said, hey, the Buccaneers just don't have enough firepower. They're going to lose this game, but it's still going to be a close game. But I'm telling you, in the end, by end of the year, they're going to be one of the teams that's in contention, and they may possibly knock off the Philadelphia Eagles in the playoffs. So I think the Bucs will be there right in the mix as a Super Bowl contender, and they're going to get better as everyone comes back. And with the Seattle Seahawks, I said, hey, if the San Francisco 49ers don't beat them the first game of the season, because the San Francisco 49ers know who they are, and the Seattle Seahawks really don't, second-year coach, new quarterback, new wide receiver room, DK Metcalf's gone. Yeah. They don't have their team established. Well, they better take advantage of the Seattle Seahawks, and they sure did. They won that game kind of by a miracle when that Brock Purdy threw that ball to the tight end for his first catch ever for a touchdown, and won that game even though they should have lost. So they took advantage of the Seahawks by not knowing how to play together yet. And I said the Seattle Seahawks will be a better team and than the San Francisco 49ers by end of the year.
Wow.
And they're already showing out, and they're kind of proving it already that they're already coming together as a team way faster than I thought they were going to as well. And I really like what they're doing. They're putting a great product on the field.
Do you think that they beat the Bucs?
Oh, man, this is a tough game because I do like Seattle. They're fun to watch. What they're doing, Sam Darnold's showing out. Everyone was proving him wrong. At home, I love my Buccaneers.
Tough.
Oh, this is a tough one. This is one of the matchups of the week. Who's favored here? Who's favored?
Seattle at home, 3-point faves.
All right. I'm going to go with my Buccaneers. I mean, they got a lot of grit. And that loss is going to spark them a little bit.
I hope so.
That they have, that Baker Mayfield gets it done. He does what he needs to do, and he's going to amp it up another notch because of that loss.
Hamilton wants you to know, because I don't care. Harrison, get in here. What's the throwback situation here?
Both teams are wearing their throwbacks this weekend. The Bucs are wearing those white creamsicles. The Seahawks are wearing their 90s throwbacks. Best uniform matchup of the year.
You like this?
It is. It's the best game of the week, best uniform matchup of the year. I really like the creams. I like the creamsicles on the Tampa Bay Bucs, but I don't like how it's the all orange kind of, mess with your eyes. It was hard to look at, but I like how they just have the creamsicle on the numbers. That's really cool and unique.
Jets Cowboys. That's the game on Fox this week. That's what you're gonna fly from Arizona. Yes. That's what's gonna be in your lap. How hard is it that you have to say nice things about the Jets potentially, or hide your absolute blatant bias on the Jets?
Well, okay, we talked about it last year. I was overhyping to the extent of me not liking the Jets, and I'm so far out of playing football and playing against the Jets in the division that. It's kind of changed. It's kind of over now. Like the Jets are on 4, right now. So it's not. It wasn't expected to go on.
You don't relish that. You don't relish in them being 0-4 anymore. No,
not really. I'm just I feel bad for them now. I'm just I really like Aaron Glenn as a coach too, and I'm just I feel bad.
Jets fan wants to hear that.
Yes, but the Cowboys are going to spank them, though. The Jets aren't going to take off. They're going to be sitting on the runway. You ever see that meme with that little tiny jet trying to take off on the runway and it collapses after going 10 feet up in the air? And everyone says, the Jets do it again. They can't take off. And that's them this season right now. But the Cowboys, their offense is spectacular. I love the way that Dak is playing right now and just tossing it up there, touchdowns all over the place. I got Dallas winning this game big time.
Cowboys 2.5-point faves. You heard Gronk against the Jets, big time. It's on Fox. They do not pull off the upset. Okay, let's do Prop a Shot. Time for Prop a Shot. Let's bring in Hamilton. Hamilton. What do you got?
All right, you guys both won 1 for 3 last week. So Kay, you are still up by 2 points overall here. So let's get into it. 49ers Rams. Gronk, I'm going to start with you. The line for Matthew Stafford's passing yards is set at 232.5. Does he go over or under?
I think he's going over, especially with one of the best pass rushers in the game. Is it Nick Bosa, right? I get the brothers confused all the time. Nick Bosa's on the San Francisco 49ers. He just went down last week, so I think Matthew Stafford's going to have plenty of time. He's going over 232.5 yards.
Good call.
All right, okay, your turn. Puka Nakua's line for receiving yards is 95.5. Does he go over or under?
He's my favorite player right now. You know I'm going over. I'm going to this game. I'm so excited. Like, I'm going to be there. I'm going to say over. I said earlier in the show, he's averaging 30 more yards than like he did last year this year. It's unbelievable. I'm not going to take the under on anything Puka. Over, over, over.
All right, Gronk, back to you. The receiver on the other side, Devontae Adams. His line for receiving yards, 54.5. Does he hit the over on that?
You know, I don't even know how Devontae Adams has been performing this year because I've been just seeing Puka Nacua all over the place, just dominating. But I'm still going to go over because Matthew Stafford is going to ball out. So if he's balling out, that means Devontae Adams is going to have a lot of chances as well.
And he is having a great year, too. Okay, Christian McCaffrey's rushing total, 58.5. Does he get there?
Oh, man, this is a little tricky. First of all, chivalry's dead. You keep going to Gronk first in this segment for some reason. Hamilton, Harrison, I like you for that. I'm going to say it's tricky because of what he does in the passing game now, right? I do feel like kind of still like a low bar. And I think we see him clear it, though I'm not super confident in this one. Give me the over.
All right, Gronk, one anytime touchdown scorer for the 49ers.
I mean, it's got to be Christian McCaffrey.
Yeah.
I mean, it just has to be. I mean, he gets handoffs, double-digit handoffs. He catches 5-6 passes out of the backfield. He's typically usually scoring, from a pass out of the backfield from the quarterback. So it's got to be Christian McCaffrey. There's really, the other guys are good, but they're not threats like McCaffrey. I got to go with him. It's a no-brainer.
All right, Ken, anytime touchdown scorer for the Rams.
I don't know how to fight fire with fire. Gronk's going to do well on this, and I don't love that. I'm going to go Puka. Puka, he's crushing it, but he only has one touchdown. Excuse me, that's got to change right in the end zone. Okay, thanks, Harrison Hamilton. To recap, let's go Puka, 95. Sorry, I'm going to go with Puka, 95.5 receiving. CMC over 58.5 rushing. Puka, anytime touchdown. Gronk going with Stafford, over 232.5 passing yards. Devontae over 54.5 receiving yards, and CMC to get into the end zone. Gronk, we appreciate you. Have a good time. Congrats on being the honorary captain. We can't wait to trail and see how it goes, and we'll see you on Fox.
Yes, I'll see you soon. Take care, guys.
I'll see you soon. Thank you. Enjoy your goop day.
Bye, Harrison.
Bye, Harrison. By the way, we have a lot of fun going on. FanDuel Sportsbook, we have another $2 million Thursday touchdown jackpot happening. All you have to do is pick an anytime touchdown score. If your choice scores the first or the last touchdown, you get a share of the $2 million pot. Why do you go to him every time?
What's that?
Why can't, to be fair, you have your list of props you're going to give us. By the way, you could just you're just this like puppet master orchestrating all this shit in the background. You're the overlord. You might be the overlord.
What did I do?
Oh my God, Hamilton, this whole time, are you the overlord that's like changing things on FanDuel? What? You're back
If
there
I
with
was, do you think I would tell you?
Are you the winds of change?
Who's to say? Maybe I am.
It's giving Dan Humphrey.
No, please, no.
It's giving you our gossip girl. You're the one. And you rig this prop shot based off like my emotions. To ask me about Christian McCaffrey is absolute bullshit.
Well,
at least I didn't completely derail the prop shot today. We got it in. Everyone's happy.
Yeah. After last week, you expected me to take it easy?
By the way, we're both. Yeah.
After what you pulled?
Right, that's. Okay. Great. Okay, so I got you. By the way, Gronk and I both are losers. Like that was a bit like we have to do better for the good people.
Yeah, it was a rough week. You guys were doing well before that, though.
Yeah, come tail us, parlay mine together. That's the end of that.
Yeah.
So funny. Okay, perfect. And that will end the show. Okay. Backing up in Adams, I got to hang out with a Lions star running back, David Montgomery, having an incredible season so far. And we talked about his amazing ambassadorship of Scouting America. Enjoy it. There's a lot, Lions Bengals on Sunday. My next guest, a superstar running back for the 3-1 Detroit Lions and Eagle Scout, David Montgomery. Notice I did not say power back.
I love that. I appreciate you respecting me in that manner.
I mean, and here's why. Power running backs don't rip off 72-yard runs.
Fair enough. You're not lying.
Longest run of the year, by the way.
Yeah, for now, until it gets beat again, either by me or Amir.
I think something about that and this streak that you're on, and you're having career highs. We'll get into it. Congratulations on everything, the success of the team, more than anything else. You walked into the game this past week with your sash. It is your merit badge sash. I loved seeing that. You are an ambassador of Scouting America. Why is that thing so important and special to you?
Yeah, that's great. I think for me, you look at athletes and you kind of ask like, what made them? What created them? What was like the foundation of who they are and why they were able to become who they have became? I think for me, kind of like pointed in the direction of scouting for me. I had a foundation of my mom was always there and present for me, but my mom was always big on me doing extracurricular activities. And I got into scouts. And when I learned more about it, it happened to become a love of mine. And it's benefited me for my entire life, and I would like to say it groomed me into becoming the man I am today.
Which badge on there is most rewarding to you?
Most rewarding? In a sense of my everyday life, I would have to say personal finance. Just my finance badge is ensuring myself that I can keep up with my finances. But like the most important that I use daily is probably cooking merit badge.
I think when I say rewarding them, I would think like the one that was hardest to earn. Which one was the one that you're like, that took everything I have to earn that? Or like,
personal fitness.
Really? You're not, what are you talking about? That's like the easiest one for you.
No, it was not at all. I had to log how much, and I had to like, my mom was a big stickler on being like honest with all of the stuff that I logged and reported. So like there was times you had to like start at a start point as far as like, okay, I would run a mile every day for a certain amount of time. And then you had to put the time logged, how long you ran, how far you ran, which was a mile. And then each week you would have to go up a mile or run faster, do more push-ups and more. I'm like, bro.
You're hilarious. What age was this?
I think I was like around 12, 13.
But you're saying for the physical fitness.
Yeah.
Being an Eagle Scout was tough. I love that.
Yeah, as ironic as it may sound, it was not easy.
I love that. That's great. Do you know that you, I thought that you might, I don't know if you've seen this, but you're not only inspiring to young men around America who should get into Scouting America, but this doctor in Detroit, did you see this?
I didn't see it, but he looks better than I do.
I think this is very cool. But that he decided because of you.
I love it. I just love seeing like the amount of people who actually were in scouting, who participated, those who were able to grasp Eagle Scout. I think for me, I think it's super cool to see. And it's also like an enlightenment to everybody around the world. Like there's thousands of people who walk around you who earned that Eagle Scout and who was in scouting, who love it and appreciate it. So I think it's also a reminder that people should go out and try it also.
It's a time commitment, right? There's so many different things to do. What would you say to kids who think they don't have the time to be part of Scouting America?
The first thing I would tell them is, one thing my mom used to always tell me when I was younger, you would always make time for the things that deserve your time. And I feel like scouting for me was a staple for my life. So I did a lot of things to like ensure that I was balancing both of them evenly on both hands. And sometimes scouting would be more important than ball and sometimes reverse too. But I think that's where they work good hand in hand with one another. Just being able to ensure that I'm prioritizing my time and also ensuring that I'm giving enough time to scouting, because there was times where scouting was helping me on the field and field on the field was helping me with scouting. So I think it was very beneficial for me. And if I could tell a kid anything, I think you should make time for scouting. The scouting is important and it helps carve who you want to be.
I want to ask you, of course, about some of the things going on with your team.
Mm-hmm.
These Lions, #1 scoring offense.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, #1 scoring offense.
Sweet.
You are averaging how many yards per carry?
I don't know.
You don't know?
I don't know. I don't look at that stuff.
Scout's honor? You don't know? What?
Scout's honor. I don't
5
know.
points. Well, you're lucky I look at that. I'm obsessive over that stuff. 7 yards per carry, David. That is a career high. And we're going to put the little asterisk there. That is also within that in the short season, going up against the top 2 rush defenses in the league through the first 4 weeks. Break this down for me. New offensive coordinator, offensive line changes. Like, why are you running the ball better this year?
I'm a very high-end spiritual guy, so I like to say, like, God just being who God is, kind of just allowing me to be who he believes I'm capable to be. But I also just like to, like, there's new coaches and new schemes. We got a great old line, so, you know, everybody's just doing their part and everything's working out. So I'm blessed and I can't complain about it by any means.
Yeah, but then do you go up to Dan and say, like, or coach or whatever you call him, and say, you're saying what we're doing is not good enough? I'm good. 5.7 yards per carry. I did my job. How come y'all had like a 24-point something lead or whatever the win, and he's saying it's not good enough? What is that?
Yeah, just because we have a like standard for ourselves, you know. We never try to live by the standards created by others. We always try to live by the standard that we create for ourselves. So I feel like we'd be doing ourselves.
Standard winning by 40. If he said 40, would he celebrate? Like, when's he handing out lollipops and like, what's you know?
I don't think we'll ever live to see that day. I think that's what makes it so unique, though. You know, you have someone who's always raising the bar, and you also like see what you actually are capable of when the standard is above anybody else's understanding but your own.
Yeah. What does Coach Morton have to do with you having the best start to a year ever?
I think Coach Johnny, like we call him Johnny Moe, but Johnny Moe, he does a good job scheming up and calling plays. So, yeah, I think everything is just falling in place again. It's just like God ultimately being who he is. But I think Johnny Moe is a great offensive coordinator, and we're all kind of seeing it now. We can just be so much better. So we're just working towards that.
David, I saw the double pass.
Oh yeah.
You know where I'm going with this.
I know exactly where you're going.
It was beautiful to Goff, a nice lateral against the Ravens. Does Coach Morton, does Johnny Moe know about the lore of Mount Healthy Fighting Owls quarterback David Montgomery?
I ask myself this sometimes. I don't think he does, just because I know I could throw it farther. But I don't think he really knows much about it. But if you think about it, there's a lot of guys on our team who play quarterback who can throw the ball. Where I'm from, like the best player usually plays quarterback. And that's typically where it is in a lot of places. So it's a lot of guys on our team who can throw it. I could throw it a little bit. I'm not going to toot my own horn. No,
we need to let you rip it. Are you kidding? You threw for 700. So you're Johnny Moe. This one's for you. This man threw for 726 yards while rushing for over 2,700 for the Mount Healthy Fighting Owls. By the way, who were in Cincinnati. What is that going to be like? You've never played in Cincinnati. You're from there. What's that going to feel like this week? Yeah, I think it's just going to be a rush of emotions. I have never played in Cincinnati since leaving Cincinnati, which would be cool. Playing against the team that when I grew up, that was the team that was like my team. Like I was a hometown kid. And a bunch of my family members are coming. I think it's special for me that I get to play home. But I think it's really special for me because my sister gets to come to the game. Why is that so special? So like almost a year and maybe a year and a half on Valentine's Day, my sister got in a really bad car accident. Now she gets paralyzed from the neck down. And she obviously can't move. But this will be the first game that my sister can actually see me play with her own eyes. So I'm super, super excited about that. And
I'm just happy that she's able to be there.
I knew it would be special. You only took pace the Bengals once in your career, and it was in Chicago.
Mm-hmm.
Figured, I was just talking to my producer, I'm like, I bet he was a huge Bengals fan. I bet you, when you grew up, who were you loving? Like, who were you emulating on the Bengals?
You knew the Chad Johnsons, the TJ Husmazadas, the Rudy Johnsons, the Carson Palmers. You know, those are the guys that were like staples of the team. And, you know, I kind of love those guys. I seen Chad Johnson once. I think for me, it's always a surreal moment when I see Chad Johnson and pass him. He shakes my hand and he knows who I am. Because when I was a kid, I grew up watching him on TV, this showboat celebrity guy who kind of like always grasped the attention of the fans, always had everybody involved. And for me to kind of like see him in person and he know me and talk highly of me, I think it's super cool. It's like a full 360.
I love that. I want to get to some of your teammates here and we'll end this on this. And by the way, you can visit www.bascout.org, Scouting America, of course, helping people. The tagline, the whole thing is just prepared for life, which we love. Last one for you. Jared Goff. Do not tell me he's not different. How has fatherhood affected Jared Goff? What have you seen?
Little
Romy?
I think when I look at Jared, I think of him like as this ultimate high-end like leader kind of guy. And if you want to know something, you go to Jared. I think for the first time in a long time, Jared rarely asks me questions because he usually knows everything. I have a son. He's almost 3 years old. He's turning 3 in January. And Jared, he asked me the other week, he's like, Demo, how old was Juju when you took him on a plane? So I think for me, like I was more surprised that like Jared was asking that question. And I'm like, like I was telling him how old he was. He was like, yeah, I'm probably just going to wait a little longer. Thanks, bro. Like, thank you for telling me. I'm like, yeah, no problem, Jared. So for me,
I feel like that adds to like the relationship, right? It's like different stuff. I love that. I love that so much. Thank you for inspiring and enjoy what is to come. And by the way, I'm just going to end it with this. Johnny Moe, you just heard the man. He's playing in front of his home crowd. His family's in the crowd. Might be the day to let him let it rip as the quarterback. Jared, step aside. Go learn how to change diapers. Let the man do his work.
Appreciate you.